In Camellia, we have about 172 flats. It's a very self-sustained kind of a society, I must say. Sewage treatment plant. We have a fully functional water treatment plant. We have rainwater harvesting. And then coming on to the main subject of vermiculture is a big activity that we've been doing for the last, I think, right from the time the society has been built. It's a 13-14-year-old society. So this area right now we are trying to develop. This is a major garden area that we have. We do have bits and pieces, pockets of gardens in and around the society. Coming into the process, basically we have 21 pits, out of which we use about 18 of them for our wet waste, where we compost, which is in turn being used for our own gardens, right? 95% of the wet waste generated by the society is all being recycled into compost. Without the support of individual residents, tenants, owners, whoever they are, we wouldn't have been able to sustain and develop vermiculture as a kind of a routine. So I always had this tagline, which I include in every mail or message to the residents, it's by chameleons for chameleons. We have to do for people or for our next generation.
I purchased this flat, this property in 2010, and I bought it just for the terrace. I come from a farmer's family. I'm a 5th generation farmer. So I started with one plant and now I have 350 plus pots. So it is all about organic gardening. So we don't believe in any kind of chemical, pesticides, fertilizers anywhere. Whatever grows in the garden goes back to the garden again. So whatever falls on the ground, all the dry leaves, or even the kachra that has been generated in our kitchen again goes in the garden, in the compost bin. So I appeal to everybody not to burn anything, even the brown leaves or fallen branches. It creates air pollution which is hazardous for our kids, our elder generation. It is so easy for even people from the government organizations to shred the leaves. When we start off thinking of growing a garden, the first thing that we do is we buy a plant and then we go and buy soil from someplace else. Where does the soil comes from? So obviously it is not coming from our backyard, it is coming from someplace else. So normally it is the farm which has been dug up, the soil is brought here and which has been sold to individuals. So just to build up my own garden, I'm destroying something else somewhere else, which should not be done. And then this came to me that I can have my own compost. Gardening and composting can be started at any age, any stage in your life. We can grow our own vegetables in our own kitchen waste, which again, it will give you organic food, which is again healthy. If we teach our kids all this in school, we are going to shape up our future generation. And that will be really a next step forward into being organic, growing organic and living organic life.
Composting ला मी बिल्डिंग बांधतानाच ॲज कॉर्पोरेशन नॉर्म्स ते करायचे होते. लोक खूप साधं करतात, पण आम्ही ते करायचं म्हणून चांगलं करून घेतलं आणि आम्ही जी झाडं लावली होती त्याचा भरपूर पालापाचोळा होतो किंवा घरातली फुलं, भाज्या हे सगळं ते आम्ही त्याच्यातच हे करतो, कंपोस्ट करतो. प्लस आजूबाजूचे लोक काय आम्हाला पालापाचोळा देतात ते पण आम्ही त्याच्यात टाकून कंपोस्टिंग करतो. नॅचरली म्हणजे झाडांना तर त्याचा फायदा दिसतोच, म्हणजे नॅचरल कंपोस्ट आहे ते खत टाकण्यापेक्षा. आणि प्लस हळूहळू माती कमी होत जाते आणि नुसतं सॉइललेस काइंड ऑफ फार्मिंग. टोटली इथे पालापाचोळा आधी लोक जाळायचे आणि मग तो जाळण्यावर बंदी आली किंवा ते चांगलं नाही हे आम्ही आजूबाजूच्यांना सांगितलं. त्याच्यामुळं पण ह्याचा भरपूर बेनिफिट होतो. ते जाळल्या जात नाही आहे, जर कंपोस्ट करतोय तर तो जाळल्या जात नाही, त्याच्यामुळं ते पोल्युशन होत नाही आहे आणि तो वापरला जातो. हे जर तुम्ही कंपोस्ट केलं, कचरा कमी केला तर फ्युचरमध्ये मेजर प्रॉब्लेम्स अवॉइड होऊ शकतात.